Hi everyone, good morning. Happy Scrap Saturday. I hope everyone is doing well. Today is an extra special process video. I am the guest designer for Studio6creations, and right off the bat I'd like to thank all the other ladies for allowing me to join them in today's challenge, or this month's challenge. So thank you to Jen, Teresa, Danielle, Rhonda, and Michelle. I am ecstatic to be a part of your team or a part of what you do for this month of May. And the prompt for us is sweet. So that's what I was told, and I was told to just let my creativeness take over as to whatever I interpreted sweet to be. So I'm going to be using my Scraptastic kit, Rivers and Roads, I believe that's what it's called, and I have not played with it yet, but I thought it had the right type of pinks that I wanted to use. And so this cardstock that you see is a basil cardstock that came with the kit, and I'm using my Spellbinders lattice die to cut out some, or one of their designs there. So it's the middle-sized one, and I'm going to use it for a little bit of layering underneath my photo cluster. And so basically right now I'm still cutting out, I think it's a honeybee. And behind what I was thinking at first, I thought, you know, I'm going to use the title sweet, or what does sweet mean to me? And I've never done anything like this before. Usually I'm just, you know, making videos and layouts just off the top of my head or from the inspiration that I get. So in the beginning I was kind of nervous. I was overthinking it almost. And in the end I reread the email that I got from Jen, and I thought, yeah, they're choosing me because they like my style. So you know what, Monica, be true to yourself and just do what your things are and what you think sweet means to you. So sweet to me means something I really like. It means bees and honey and a treat. It means sugar and white and pink and frills. And yeah, that's kind of where I went. I know it sounds really weird, but you're going to see as we go along with this video how I interpret that. So here I had to cut out two of these bees because one of them came out without a leg, and sometimes I do have to add where you saw an extra piece of paper on top of the die just to get it a bit crisper of a cut, or a cleaner cut there. So my Cuttlebug works amazingly with the Spellbinder dies, but sometimes I do need to add a little bit of a shimmy there. So the base paper that you see, that beautiful distressed white piece of wood or wood grain board, is from the My Mind's Eye paper collection on the bright side. And I honestly have to say I love distressed, you know, paint crackled wood looking paper. And I don't know if anyone out there has ever done this, so please leave me a comment if you have. I'm thinking of taking my second piece of that piece of paper and going to Staples and photocopying it, not for, you know, any kind of crazy copywriting use, but because I truly absolutely love that piece of paper. I think I could use it on every single layout. Here I'm using my Recollections honeycomb background stamp. It's my first time using it, and I'm actually using two pieces of scrap white cardstock. And I'm not intending on using this on my layout. I'm just trying to practice to see what I was going to come out with. I had an idea that if I stamped the honeycomb, I could bring in that as an accent or a layer directly on my patterned paper or the background paper. So I'm just warming up my heat gun just so that I can melt this embossing powder. And the embossing powder that I'm using is also a Recollections one, and it's a sparkle embossing powder. And it literally looks like sugar if you layer it on thick, but if you leave it thin, it just has the most beautiful, like, glossy icing look to it. So again, there's that reference to sweet. So it's just to give me that shimmer. And I'm just trying to look and see if I like the way it looks, and I'm gonna use some Heidi Swapp Color Shine in Primrose, and just using the technique like all of you out there have so nicely shown me, and spraying it onto some old plastic packaging. And then I'm just testing here. So believe it or not, sometimes things turn out so much better than you think, using a paper towel to rub that in. And then I think it's the grooves of the honeycomb effect that come out, and it makes me giddy. It's probably the sad thing about not doing these videos live, because I was ecstatic with the outcome. I thought, ooh, yeah, that's what I like. That's what I was going for. And the primrose color does do very well with the pinks that I pull out from the kit as well. So I'm going to be layering this patterned piece of paper onto the remaining part of that cardstock. And the photograph that I'm going to use is a recent one. It was from last Friday. So actually, from the recording that I'm doing today, it's 2 Fridays ago. We had spectacular weather here in Ontario, and by amazing coincidence, both my husband and myself were off together, and so we had gone down to a different city where they have a vegan bakery called Kelly's Bake Shop, and we treated ourselves to a delicious afternoon snack of some amazing brownie covered with whipped cream and I don't even know what else, and some nice lattes from Starbucks. And that is the sweetest treat that we can give ourselves, because normally we don't eat like that at all, and close to our home we don't have any vegan shops that do any baking for us. So what part am I on now? So as you saw, I did cut up that background piece of paper because it turned out awesome. I used my book edge punch, and I used a new punch that I got from Fiskars as well. I don't know what the name is, but it is a smaller scalloped edge to it, almost like a double scallop, like very, very dainty. And then I used my lace doily punch as well, and I believe that one's from Martha Stewart. And again, frills and lace and pink things, all things that I think are so sweet. I used a pencil to mark the 2 edges of where my photograph was going to land or sit, and now I'm just embossing that honeycomb pattern again, and just loving this process so much. I think just everything came out so wonderfully, and I loved it so much. And yeah, embossing is tedious. I got glitter everywhere. No, I still have glitter everywhere. My floor is covered with glitter, my sweater, my desk. And yeah, embossing, it's got its pluses and negatives. It's a little bit difficult. I mean, you can see it change here now to like a glossiness, but embossing this type of clear and sparkle one, sometimes I think I overheated the paper, which you guys know I'm not too much of a big fan on warping paper. And I mean, no disrespect by that, but it's just a personal thing. I don't know. I love the look of, you know, mixed media and all that jazz, and I do quite a bit of it. Like, I do like using my mists, and I do like spritzing and stuff, but I wish that the paper would hold its integrity a little bit more. Here again, I'm just using some more of that Primrose Heidi Swap Color Shine and just trying to dab it in too much. I don't want it to be too powerful. I just want it to be a hint of, and I do want to spread it around so that it does kind of resist into the grooves of the stamp. And I don't even know if I've already skipped that part, but I did use my stapler to kind of like shadily hold my cluster together, because I have such a big pet peeve when I do such an awesome job layering stuff and then I never can go back to it. So I'm reverting back to using my stapler quite a bit to keep my layering in place. So here I'm going to start tearing down an edge, and the reason is that I want to go back into those edges with my Versamark ink, and I want to create a sugar edge. And I've done this so many times. I mean, it's one of those tried, tested, and true Monica techniques if you go back to my older videos. I mean, excuse me, I truly do love coming in, and this is where I can get that embossing powder a little bit thicker, and then at the end I have quite a few videos with close-up pictures of what I really want you to notice is that detail, because I love it in person. I mean, videos are awesome for you to learn the process, but I do believe photos are a true, you know, a true capture of, you know, color and dimension and exactly what the embellishments and stuff look like. So here I am just no rhyme or reason, just going with my Versamark and then laying it on really thick with this. And I purposely, when I heat emboss, I don't try to melt it up as much as I did when I was embossing everything else. And so yeah, you can't imagine how much glitter I've got, guys. I've got a lot of glitter everywhere, but I love the effect. So yes, at the end with the photos, you'll see just how sugary and just delicious that edge looks. And again, it was just whatever came to my mind. I thought, that was one of the techniques I had done many, many times. And I do it with all kinds. I do it with gold and whatever edge you want it to look like. So here I go really close to the edge with my ATG, and this is because I really want it to stick down. I don't want it to lift up because the page itself is warping from so much embossing. And then I go again out throughout that cutout just because I know for sure, I don't know where my edges are going to land anywhere else on that pink paper, but I know for sure it's going to be stuck down to that middle part as well. And then in the end, I do put an extra white piece of cardstock on the back just to make it 3 layers thick once I'm done. I do that off camera just because I really, really like the thickness of having a solid, solid background. So let me tell you, every time I place down my my little photo cluster, I'm just like, eee, looks so nice. I'm so happy. I love it. It's that I think I want to do like that kind of wood on my fence or something, like distressed, aged, vintage. I don't know, but it has a little bit of modern flair to it too. So here I am digging into that awesome kit. I believe it's Rivers and Roads. If you're going to correct me, I'm sorry I didn't look it up, but I think that's what it is, and I love it. I've been holding back because I'm finishing up my other kits, but this is beautiful. Just everything just goes together so well, and I always have so much fun with my Scraptastic kits. I have never been disappointed. It's just, I'm giddy. And so that mask, I think that's what you call it, right? Is a freebie that we get whenever we keep up with or ordering our kits back to back. So it's our free little treat, and it's like a rose leaf motif. And so here I'm actually going to put some foam on the back of that photo just down the center, and I'm just trying to reinforce that cluster because I'm playing with it so much, and I know for sure that's what I want. The video skips ahead. And here I am pouncing with my Versamark with that mask, that rosebud mask that Scraptastic kit sent us. And I know my head's going to be in view for a little bit, and I do apologize, but there's no other way for me to actually know whether or not the Versamark is on there. It's very hard to see that detail, of course, because it's literally clear on white. And then I go in with my Recollections gold embossing powder, and if I was giddy before, now I'm giddy times 6, because once I hit it with my heat gun, I am just so happy. And this truly is, from the top of my head, the imagination that I get, but I do know that I'm very blessed with all the videos that I do watch from all of you, and these are all wonderful, inspiring things that I learn from watching such amazing scrapbookers as yourselves. But this is what I thought of when I thought of the word sweet. Just to bring everything together. And the kit does have some, I think it's Heidi Swapp chipboard. If it's not, again, I'm really sorry. I'm not good with names of things, and it does have some chipboard roses as accents, and I'm going to be using a couple of those as well. So I just wanted to carry and translate and duplicate that motif again. So here, you're going to notice that on that bottom corner, I did get Versamark on that straight edge. But it's okay if this does happen to you, not to worry. Basically, once I finish putting back my embossing powder, I go back in with my paper towel, and I just literally press very hard and wipe down and away from my image that I want to protect. And it does not, Versamark will eventually dry anyhow, so it didn't do any damage to it, so it's okay. And again, I was left with 2 brilliant, sparkly little accents that I absolutely love. And I had that little wood flag off to the side beside my pencil. It says sweet. So just trying to bring in some of that you know, the words or the word of the prompt. And loving these exclusive die cuts from Scraptastic. And that one says right here. And I love it. You know, up close you can see, if you look closely, I tried to zoom in a little bit for you, you can see that honeycomb come through, and it's just, it's awesome. It's a delicious page. It's so cute. And I do remember that treat so vividly because it was, for right now, it was a week ago for me, but it was so yummy. I'm using the Webster's Pages stickers, I believe, and I really love bringing in a little pop of turquoise. So the bottom one, the flag says, find something to love, or I'm not sure. It's not in front of me, so you're going to have to forgive me, but I love the saying on it, and I love that it's bannered shape, just like the other wood banner that I'm going to put in there. I love this chipboard piece. And this wood title that I have, You+Me, or whatever way you want to say it, I say you and me, but You+Me, I bought at my local Michael's, and I know probably many of you have noticed, it's the same wood pieces that I used on my last video when I did my altered photo picture frame. I just gave you the thumbs up. Did you see that? Yay, I'm so excited. I love when everything works out. Now I wish it would magically glue down. But that wood chip title is from Michael's, and they have a whole bunch of things in their bins now. Just beautiful wood cutouts, and I love them. But I decided to keep it neutral because I wanted it to pick up on that natural wood grain that the base pattern paper has itself anyhow. So here I go, guys. It's the home stretch, I believe. Yes! I'm so excited. It's the embellishment part where, you know, I never know when to stop, but I had so much fun doing this, and I am so, I don't know, I'm just so happy that I did keep to the true Monica style, because in the end, regardless of, you know, anything, I think that the true happiness that I feel when I do my scrapbooking is just, I don't know, it's too much for me. I really like this layout. So at the top corner, I'm just adding some of that green just to visually bring it into a few more sections, since I did pick this I Love You sticker. And now, truly, it's the only thing that I wish I had not put so close to the complete edge of those two pictures. I wish I had left a little opening so that you could see that the picture was kind of like a film strip. Here I make a boo-boo, and I've glued that chipboard heart too close, but I do use low temp glue, and if I catch it in enough time, as you can see, I can usually peel it away, and my photo was forgiving with it. And even still, if there was a little bit of residue left over, I'm sure this wood veneer piece was going to cover it up anyhow. And so now I'm just adding some glue to the letters that I know for sure are going to stay flat, and it does not touch the other side of my patterned paper, but I'm okay with it. I did put quite a bit of glue on there. And then once it's down in a page protector, or even I believe this one's going to go into one of my shadow boxes, I know that it's not going to be handled constantly and every day, that it's going to, you know, fall apart. I'm lifting up all my layers and secretly adding some more hot glue wherever I think it needs, 1, volume, and 2, more stability for that whole cluster to remain there. And now I'm just kind of fussing to see where I want that last chipboard piece, but it does belong there on the edge. A flare badge, woohoo! I love it. A little bit of foam dots just to raise up some of the corners that need raising. Now I'm going to tuck in that little Recollections, I think it's like a wood piece, it's not even a chipboard thing, but it's just so perfect. And so let's see, my honey bee has to make it onto the page, of course. It's just so cute. I like that I cut it out in white. I think when I first got that die set, I tried it out in like a patterned paper, but no. Sometimes things like that, I mean, I know, who would think to put a bee on their layout, but it does look really cute, right? It's almost butterfly-ish. Here's one of those exclusive tags from Scraptastic. and it is spring. And that top photo, that's not glare from my own lighting here in my scrap room. That's actually the sun beaming through our car as my husband was driving. That's our driving selfie that we took on our way to going to Kelly's Bake Shop. And so it was just a fun morning. I mean, we were still wearing scarves. It's still a bit brisk, but I mean, sunshine, we'll take it any day. So it is spring. Although today it's not. It's like minus whatever out there again. And here I'm just trying to think if I need a little bit more green at all. And I decide that I don't. I think now I'm ready to pull up some stamps and I'm ready to say, you know what, enough. Even though I'm still trying with this little piece of resin. I don't know what that is. It's like a little plastic piece, and I'm trying to think of if I want to, but you know what? No. Time to put on the brakes, and when I take out the stamps, you know for sure I'm ready to come to an end. So here I am just using my stamp. I believe it's an American Crafts stamp. If it's not, I don't know. And whoops, I was trying to reach for it. I'm just stamping the date and then using this other stamp to put something sweet at the top, again referencing it. A great big thank you to all of you. Again, a big thank you to all the ladies at Studio6creations. I had so much fun, too much fun, and I am so honored, and thank you kindly to all of you. Leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up if you like it too. Enjoy something sweet with your sweetheart. Thanks, guys.